Mm-hmm. You really thought we wouldn't oppose it? I'm Andrei Mincov, the founder of Trademark Factory, and in this video I'm going to share my thoughts about yet another trademarking screw-up. This time around, it's trademark opposition by Boston Red Sox against WormSox. Alright, let me start by reading it from the article, and you can find the link in the description below. Boston Red Sox attack Massachusetts man's WormSox trademark application. An individual has filed a trademark application to register the mark WormSox for use with apparel, including polo shirts, sweaters, t-shirts, and tank tops. He's now facing an opposition filed with the Trademark Trial and Appeal Board and submitted by the Boston Red Sox. So apparently, the Trademarks Office, USPTO, didn't see anything wrong with the application. They approved it for publication. It was published, and Boston Red Sox were having none of it. Let's keep reading. The baseball franchise owns numerous registrations attached to marks that contain the word Sox. They have a family of marks, which span a variety of classes of goods and services, including the category that encompasses apparel. Of course they do. Those registrations have been held by the Red Sox for so long that they have been established as incontestable. 5 years. Adding to the strength associated with said registrations, the Red Sox point out that not only are the goods closely related, but the applicant for the registration to WormSox is based in close proximity to where Red Sox play home games. The applicant is a resident of Somerville, Massachusetts, which is located very close to Boston. Another interesting point mentioned in the opposition is that the applicant filed his application on the same date that the Red Sox's AAA affiliate Pawtucket Red Sox, known as the Paw Sox, announced that it would be moving its club to Worcester, Massachusetts. The opposition makes reference to the fact that Worcester is often referred to as Wormtown. It looks like a good case for the Boston Red Sox, which is a franchise that has experience handling these types of trademark oppositions. Okay, you can finish reading it yourself. Here are just my 2 cents. Whenever the trademarking process results in an opposition, what this means is that the trademark examiner who looked at the trademark application of the newer trademark application didn't see any issues with that, and somebody else outside of the trademarks office system was having a problem with it. So for example, you file an application, just like in this case, the trademark examiner will look into that. They'll make sure that there are no other previously filed or registered trademarks that the trademark examiner thinks are too close, both in terms of the trademark itself and the goods and services that it covers, that all the formalities are met. They're going to look at all of those things, and if they're satisfied, there are no obstacles to prevent registration, they will approve it for publication. Then it gets published in a trademarks journal or a newsletter or gazette, depending on what country it is. And that opens a short period of time during which anybody can oppose the trademark, which is basically somebody who somehow finds out about that other application. I'm going to talk about this in a second. Because you find out about this other application, you raise your hand and say, please don't give it to them because we think it would damage our rights. And that's how oppositions start. So this is exactly what happened here. Red Sox found out about this trademark application. Sure, they're using a service similar to what Trademark Factory offers. We call it weekly confusion watch service, when every week we let our clients know if there's anybody who's trying to file a trademark too similar to theirs, and then they decide, what do we do? Do we oppose it? Do we send a demand letter? Do we wait it out? Do we do nothing, right? But the important thing is you need to find out that the application is there, because the trademarks office is not going to notify you about similar trademarks. Now, they oppose, and when a trademark is opposed, the opponent basically needs to show that the trademark examiner made a mistake. They say, well, we don't think that this trademark should have been approved. We don't think that you made the correct decision because, we're too close, or we will be damaged by some other reason. But that's the reasoning they bring in to the opposition proceedings. And here, obviously, the argument of Red Sox is that Red Sox and WormSox is too close, whereas the argument of the Massachusetts man who filed this WormSox trademark is that, well, trademarks are totally different. My trademark has nothing to do with anything Boston or anything red. Is just WormSox is one word. Nobody would be confused. And so what Red Sox are trying to do, what their lawyers are trying to do, is show indirect evidence that WormSox is not a coincidence. It's not a mark that coincidentally has socks in it. It's a deliberate play on several things around Red Sox brand. And by saying, well, it's the city, by saying it's the same date, all of those things contribute towards the argument that Red Sox can now make and say, this was not a coincidence. This is not by accident that this other trademark has socks in it with worm preceding it. It's deliberate attempt to take advantage of the strength of our brand, Red Sox, make money at it, and dilute our brand in the process. So it looks like Red Sox, with this indirect evidence, will be able to succeed. And something's telling me that if they don't, they'll find other ways to persuade the trademark applicant to abandon his trademark. And whether it's done through courts, whether it's done through settlements, whether it's done through just giving him some money, it's probably the last we're ever going to hear about this. But we'll see, I may be wrong. Now, if you found this video useful or helpful or interesting, and you're not yet subscribed to this channel, well, what are you waiting for? Subscribe now and click the bell button to get notified whenever the next video goes live. And if you've got a brand that you want to protect, you got a legitimate business, a legitimate brand, or even a legitimate idea for a legitimate business, and you know that the brand will be one of your most valuable assets, well, you got to protect it. You got to protect it early on. And to do that, go to trademarkfactory.com and book a free call with our strategy advisors, and we'll take it from there. Until then, I'll see you in the next video.